question isn't what
Hey, yo,
are we going to
hey,
do.
yo.
The question is what aren't we going to
Hey, yo,
do.
yo, yo, yo. I heard y'all need some food for the mind, for the mind, for the soul, for the soul.
They open the door. They think he's a righteous dude.
What am I doing on TikTok Live? Word. All right. I ain't got nothing to talk about too much. I ain't got too much to say, but I always got something to say. And quite literally, if I'm gonna get my little show on the road, I had this whole thing where I kind of like realized that you ever just took like a genuine second to um no, let me take a step back, right? So I'm at the gym. I'm hitting this workout, you know, getting the good gains and, you know, looking pretty immaculate. For real, for real. And I'm like beefing up. I'm going in to like the point where I'm actually feeling my muscles starting to hurt. Here's the thing. There's like mad people at the gym when I came in. I don't know why. Like it feels like every time I really try to like, get a good workout in type shit, I always we always hit this crossroads where everybody and their mama wanna be in the gym all of a sudden. Your boy is I think that this is it's supposed to be lemon pepper. It's supposed to be lemon pepper. I should turn that around. Man, I damaged my phone screen, all that. It's getting it's getting wacky out here. Damn, I can do this. Reality, I'm low key clip farming. I just kind of told myself, dude, I want to produce. I wanted to make something. And for some reason, going live was the way how I thought to do that. It's not that even that it made sense in my head. It's just that it made sense in my head. Like going live in order to get a couple views or whatnot, get a couple bystanders. I don't know. Something just told me I wanted to produce today. And however I did that was going to be how I did that. But like I said, meal prepping, you know, I'm going strictly Mediterranean. I'm not even gonna hold you. We got the chicken in there. But let's get back to the story. All right, your boy, he went to the gym, got his workout in, hit the weighted vest. And I'm just sitting there kind of realizing like I'm feeling alone in my head. You ever just had those moments where you're in a room full of people and you feel alone? And you're telling yourself that like these people around you don't matter in a way. But at the same time, it's just like since you're so alone, you almost feel used to it. You feel used to just not being seen and thank you, Reese, to go through just looking at like all these people and they look at you and you feel like a glass pane. Like nobody sees you. Nobody is really thinking of you. And to it kind of hits you in a way that like that you really are regular. But to my no, look, I'm not even being like negative about it. See, right? I'm in that state of mind while I'm working out, and I'm just like, this feels great. It feels great to be in this room full of people. And the only opinion that matters right now is my own. We live in such a world where we're always projecting what people think about us, that when we feel alone, I feel like that's the time when you should realize that you're not alone. I mean, you always got God with you. Sure, I don't even eat them shits no more. We meal prepping right now. You are above the stove because you hot in the air. I want you to know that. I feel like I feel like what we really should get into the used to is that, bro, like nobody thinks like us. Nobody has it's baked chicken. I'm basically doing this shit for like 4 days, but I only got like 2 days worth of vegetables. It's stir fried. But nobody thinks like us for real. Like nobody has the time to really like reconcile what's going on in our heads. But I feel like that we're so different. We're all different, right? We all have our own goals. We all have our own thought process. But since it's always on our minds, we think everybody else is thinking the same thing. We genuinely can just think that somebody else is going for the same goal as us. And in reality, no one is. Nobody else is thinking, yo, I want to get generations of wealth. At the end of the day, every time you go and see your favorite businessman, what they doing? They got like they probably they video probably viral, but how many likes really is it? About 40K likes off the video. And all it really is, I don't know. I think it's I don't think it's sociopathiness or autism, if I could say that. But like nobody else thinks, oh my gosh, I want to get my family out of the hood. Nobody thinks that for real. You like out of like the 40,000 people that like that same post that you did talking about generational wealth, you got to remember that there's 7 billion people in the world and only 40,000 people are thinking that they want to take their families out of the hood. And you're one of those people. There is like nobody even knows that the fact that there is over 52 million millionaires. 52 million millionaires in the world, and you think you can't be one of them. Like it's we live in this mind of scarcity. But like you plus God equals the majority, because like God has an undefeated track record. But you got God on your side, right? You got God on your side, right? You got God on your side. Okay. Okay. Chicken is done, I think. But sometimes you got to really take a second. Take a second to recognize that you by yourself are this incredible being. Because you like I like to use this term that you won the race, right? When mom and dad got their on out of 50 million of them, you the one who won. You came here and you had the experiences of your life who turned you into who you are today. You won. You already defeated them. You already defeated the odds. 50 million and one. You think you can be another one of these 52 million millionaires? This is not a scarcity tactic. Stop looking at life as scarcity. You have the chance. You have the ability. But we're so focused on the fact that we are not something that we don't think that we can be. One thing I learned about the Garden of Eden, right? The devil didn't make Eve focus on the tree because the devil didn't make Eve focus on the tree because she couldn't get anything to eat. but because it was the only thing she couldn't eat. The first thing was on the focus of lack, right? Quite literally. That's a great, that's a great mindset right there, Mel. Tell me, you can do this too. You can do this too. Man, start speaking your opinion. I think that's one of the ooh, nah, because let's get into the meat and potatoes about this. What is the problem? What was the problem with this whole 2020 culture of everybody getting canceled? I think that was one of the first times in like US history where we felt like we ain't had the freedom of speech. Like we felt like we couldn't even say good things because it was gonna hurt somebody else's feelings. And then we gotta live in this. We gotta live in this. That's horrible. That's horrible how like I said, and then it all circles back. It all circles back. The focus on lack. Because we're so focused on what we can't say that we don't even think about what we can. This chicken looks pretty dry. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. This chicken looks pretty dry. So word, right? Let's get this back into detail real quick, right? Your boy, your boy lost some weight. I was about what? Uh 430. No, wait, hold on. I want that damn big. I was I was 407. 407. We lost quite a bit. All right. We lost quite a bit. We in the threes. We in the good threes. But 430, nigga, I'd be dead rested. I wouldn't be doing this if I was 430. I'm gonna be honest. I'd be my ass in the gym right now. But like we changing the motto up. I feel like it's just like I kind of gained this mentality of just like if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna jump in head first. That's the name of the company, gang. But I'm here to make you proud. All right, you making you proud by being here. But I'm changing the whole motto of everything, right? Because just jumping in head first into everything I do, and you can't be afraid of that, right? You cannot be afraid to jump head first because you don't know how it's going to end. You just know what's going to happen if you fail. But that's the thing, right? We got a million and one ways to understand and how to know and overthinking about how it's gonna fail instead of thinking about, oh, it's crazy. We keep going back. We keep going back to the focus of lack. The fact that we keep going back to the focus of lack is insane. So much. Ooh, this is gonna be some great clips. What type of freaky ass shit? Get, get the fuck out. Go, nigga. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. I don't care. I don't care about like none of that. But I feel like gang, if your life is so boring to where you have to literally if your life is so boring to where you have to troll on TikTok live, you have given up on life. That's my hard truth, bro. If your highlight of your life is drama, you have given up. Anything to help you feel that edge and that adrenaline rush, you have given up. You need to find your purpose. Find Jesus. God got you, gang. What? Oh, I'm about to say that shit. I thought somebody hit the boy with the goal. What? Find God, please. Why are you? Who comes to a random dude live and says some shit like that? I love you. I love you, but not enough for you to disrespect me. Like I said, though, right? Let's get back into it. The focus of lack, right? We was on the focus of lack, weren't we? Right. All right. So the way how where were we? We was talking about 2020, talking about how everybody kind of hit that hit that weird spot where nobody was able to say anything anymore. And everybody was so focused on what they couldn't say that they chose to not say anything at all. And then TikTok came out and it just kind of made everything worse. But made everything better at the same time. Because if you were had the boldness to like actually do this thing, to actually like go on forward, I don't know how long I got on TikTok. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got like a 2 hour limit on like social medias, and I do that on purpose. So then because I'm supposed to be reading right now, but you gotta like we were so focused on what we couldn't say that some people didn't even like actually get on TikTok and start making content. And it's not their fault. Fear is a very scary thing. But like I like but like one day you kind of got to realize that you can't let fear dictate your decisions. Fear is just fear is the emotional feeling and anxiety of something you haven't experienced yet. And it's crazy. It's crazy that something that we don't experience is the reason why we don't want to do it, right? I think one of the, right, see, right. I used to have a very big fear of children, very big fear. It was like the one thing I just couldn't handle. But then you get a scare and you hit this rewrite in your mind, and you kind of just start realizing that it's not that scary the moment, like the more you do it. Like every day it gets easier. The hard part is that you got to do it every day, right? And when you get over that mental hurdle that you don't have to be scared of tomorrow. Because tomorrow, what was it? What was it? Don't be anxious about tomorrow because let tomorrow be anxious about itself. Ain't that? I swear that's scripture, right? But we get like getting that fear. I'm putting this back in the oven. I don't trust this chicken. This is very large chicken breast. I definitely cooked this pan a little bit. Not even gonna lie to you. But word, right? Like I said, you getting this fear of what you haven't experienced yet. You kind of just go on and on about what's wrong and how you're gonna not be able to do it, how but like I said, it's not about it being hard, but it's about, do you have the will? Like now I kind of tell myself affirmations every day. I didn't believe in affirmations, but it's like the more you believe in it, the more you the more you believe it. The more you say it, the more you believe it. Actually, see, funny thing about that, right? I used to have there's this big lie that I carried for a long time. Big lie. Big lie. I used to tell everybody that I was allergic to coconuts. And in reality, I just didn't like coconuts. Like, here's the truth of it, right? When I was a kid, me being as you see this giant of a child, Hoagie Bear looking ass nigga, you kind of get this, you kind of get like told a lot. Hey, there must not be food that you don't like. You know what I mean? And when you kind of get told that over and over, you start to think, damn, what do I not like? And the funny thing about it is, I used to not like mac and cheese. We're not even gonna get into that. But one thing I really couldn't stand as a child was coconut, right? So I thought that if you didn't like something, you were allergic to it. Exactly. Oh my gosh. That is, thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. Illusionary truth. When you lie to yourself so much that you start to believe it. Like I was keeping up that lie for so long. I swear I thought I was allergic to coconuts. Man, I didn't even want to touch coconut shrimp. And I'm hitting and like, and my problem was that I just kept it up because I told Kid Me, right? Kid Me runs the show, but he runs the show in the background. And like I say that because there's a time where you kind of get hurt. There's a time where you get hurt and you kind of just tell your child self, "Hey yo, I'm gonna need you to go sit back there. I gotta take control for a little bit. You can't handle this. You can't handle where we're going to next." Because I had to handle it. And that's when you start losing your fun. You start turning into something else, something you don't even like. You hit this moment where you just don't even like yourself anymore. You don't like to look in the mirror because it don't look like who you want to be. And like the real reason why I turned into that person because I tried to appeal to everyone. I tried to the be the savior for everyone. And you can't you can't save everyone, nor can you be who you want to be for everyone either, right? And what I mean by that, like entirely, is the fact of you ever just went out of your way to help someone. I said this in a post. I was like, you got $10 left in your account, and you give that all to somebody you care for, but they have $20 in theirs, and they can't even give you one. Like you going out of your way to just help someone with your last in order to just keep the illusion that you got their back because nobody had yours. So you hit this crossroads of where you overfeeding, you're you're overstimulating yourself, working harder to fit this description that what you believe is love in reality is just hating yourself. But what I learned is that you gotta let child you walk to the front of the stage again. When I was a kid, right? I was in middle school. I got chose to be the speaker for my class. I had I had did an essay, and basically my teacher said that she and her fam liked it so much that they like her dog even cheered. And that's a big that's a you know that's a big accomplishment for your silver tongued devil right here. You know what I mean? Hey, Joanne son, Joanne. I'm sorry, I don't know. I will butcher your name. I didn't mean to. But like I said, I got to start meal prepping. You spelled it like I'ma know how to say it when I have to read it in the first place. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to snap on you like that. But like I said, right? I used to like I was in elementary school, like fifth grade, maybe. Like fifth grade, maybe. Boom. oh shit, fifth grade, right? Getting my first, what's it called?
Joanne said,
It was in fifth grade, and basically what happened is that I got chose to speak for the class. I can remember that. I can remember it like it was the back of my hand. I think the main reason why I remember is because I had a friend, and she was like, I know, like she like, because like, look, if you knew me, right? You knew me, you know that I'm a shy person when it comes to like exteriorize. But basically, she was like, "Don't look at the crowd. Just look at me, and just say it like you're speaking to me." Because like, she was the person I read it to like the most, right? So I did that, and I got a standing ovation, right? Boom! I feel like the prodigy to go. I feel like green eggs and ham, right?
facts.
But then you get older and more things go on and life happens and every time you try to speak up and nobody's listening, so then you shut off that part of you. You just stop taking care of little little you. Little you starts growing up, but you're still back there at the same time. And you're just getting hurt and you lose a little bit of yourself. But you could literally turn that all around. You turn that all around just by trying again. When you try again, it shows resilience to yourself. One of the main things I know is that you're really either going to sink or swim. But you already know what happens when you express yourself to the wrong people. But if you never express yourself again, you'll never know what can happen when you do it to the right. Am I right?
Now you right. That's why a
Like,
lot of people don't say what the fuck they feel no more. Cause it's like you say stuff, you say stuff, you say stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen to you. And then like eventually you stop talking. Then you don't want to talk to people in general. Summarizing everybody as, like they're gonna react the same.
yeah,
And then now you get this low fear of stages and fucking audiences and wanting to talk in front of people. Shit, that's the
but
only thing I have for real. I have stage fright.
uh,